Earlier this week, Citi said that if the UK were to leave the EU, the implications could be dramatic. I caught up with London Mayor Boris Johnson just outside the library here and asked him whether his position on a UK exit had changed.
My line is that we can get a better European Union.
Is David Cameron getting a hard time here on
No,
the issue?
I doubt it very much, because I think most people understand where he's coming from, which is exactly the same line that I take. I think that anybody who looks at Europe over the last 5 years or so would say it's been a microclimate of low growth. There's been supply side problems. Look at what the euro has helped to do to many of the countries of the EU, and you can see that we need a different approach to EU legislation and regulation. That's an argument that I think Dave wants to make in Brussels. He wants a renegotiation. I back him completely on that.
Is the Prime Minister getting a hard time on migration? Big issue, big topic in Davos this year. Is he getting a hard time here on his stance?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I mean,
do you think he needs to back off a little bit on that?
Well, look, I think it's very, very important. I said something about this last night. London is a great global city, and 34% of the inhabitants of London were born abroad. And it's always been a very high proportion. Throughout the history of the city, you would have a very high proportion who have been born abroad. You've got to crack down on illegal immigration. You've got to stop people leeching off the benefit system. You've got to be very, very tough on all that. But you should not be slamming the door on talented people who want to live and make their careers in London. And you shouldn't be slamming the door on international investment either. So,
okay, fine. Two final questions. Theresa May, I believe, has taken over as your spot as the person who's going to take over from Cameron. Have you heard those numbers?
I haven't. No, but such a person does not exist. We do not. That's not an eventuality that we even contemplate.
Let me ask you this, and this is a slightly cheeky question, but I'm interested to know about the dynamic when you come here. David Cameron is here, and George Osborne is here, and Nick Clegg is here. Do you tell Nick Clegg where you're going for dinner?
I just saw Nick. I didn't have a chance to tell him, but there's all sorts of meetings that go on. I saw.
You all hang out.
We see each other and obviously discuss matters of common interest. There's plenty of stuff I need to talk to the Chancellor and to the Prime Minister about that we need to do in London. It's a good opportunity to get the message over.
Okay. Boris,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Lovely to see you.
You too.
Lovely to see you. God, it's nippy, isn't it?